Let's try this again. Hello, everybody. I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and the co-host of Wrestleview Live alongside the effervescent editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, Mike Tedesco. This is Wrestleview Weekly. Speaking of that Wrestleview Live, we cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views immediately following them right here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel, including I definitely see things coming. That is the SummerSlam pay-per-view. They say you won't see it coming, but no, I see a lot of things coming, and I'm not particularly enthused. How is everyone? I had a great week, but apparently SmackDown and everything else that's happened today, I'm going to try to talk myself away, and I'm going to need everyone's help to talk me away from the cliff today. I'm going to need a lot of help. Okay, so anyway, thank you to everyone who's stopping by for Wrestleview Weekly immediately following El ThunderDome, Lightning Sphere, Sensory Overload Orgasmatron. That was the ThunderDome that was debuted today. We're going to talk about that. That's for damn sure. Today on the show, yes, we are talking about... Yes, I am back. Are you guys back? Are you on? Can you see me? Everyone in the chat room, let me know. Can you see me right now? Because I see you. Do you see me? On the show, we're going to talk about the ThunderDome and everything that happened on SmackDown. We're also going to talk a little bit about the news, which led into stuff happening on SmackDown, which is leading into stuff happening on the SummerSlam, which is going to lead into stuff when it comes to the predictions for SummerSlam on Sunday and NXT Takeover 30, Tres Equis, Brazzers, whatever the hell you want to call it. And speaking of the NXT Takeover Brazzers, if you're going to be watching it, why not stop by the YouTubes? Why not stop by the Wrestleviews? Why not stop by and see me? Because I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be doing a watch-along of the NXT TakeOver Tres Equis, Triple X, Brazzers, 30, whatever the heck you want to call it. I'm going to be watching that. So stop on by. Going to have some adult beverages and stuff and complain about why I suck at making predictions, which is what the show is going to be about today. So, I had a heck of a week this week, okay? I got a promotion at my job. I am no longer office manager. I am now business manager / controller, which got me a good slight raise. I've interviewed a brand new receptionist over at our company. And so I am like riding on cloud 9. So I decided to treat myself with a ginormous 22-inch cheese pizza that I ate half of. And man, was I regretting that. I think I ate half of a 22-inch pie in less than 10 minutes. I regret that decision. But I was preparing myself for tonight. The ThunderDome, the Lightning Sphere, the Sensory Overload Orgasmatron. Preparing myself for it. And man, I'm more upset. I'm not upset about the Orgasmatron. I am more upset about the implications of what's happened in the news this week that has altered a match in SummerSlam. A match that we were all looking forward to and now may be worse than we thought. So yeah, that's kind of weighing on my mind that I would like to talk about today. But apart from that, cool your jets, Doug. It's not a problem. It's still going to be okay. We're still going to have a great show. We got people off the milk carton again. Marina Shafir off the milk carton. Jessamine Duke has returned from injury. Titus O'Neil, after saving the city of Tampa, Florida, off the milk carton. Yeah. And many others off the milk carton. We're going to talk about, do you know what the milk carton is? I'll tell you what the milk carton is later on in the show. Also, predictions. 6 matches lined up for NXT TakeOver 30. 8 matches lined up for SummerSlam. That is 14 matches, and we are going to try to predict those 14 matches here tonight. But there's always the caveat, okay? Every wrestling podcast predicts pay-per-views, but no one holds their feet to the fire if they get their prediction wrong. You know, they don't, just like when they project news stories or they say that something should have happened, but it never did. They're never held accountable. Well, here on Wrestleview Weekly, when I make predictions, I hold myself accountable. Of those 14 predictions that we are going to make, 8 of them are going to be locks. What's a lock? Well, if I'm confident enough in my prediction, I will lock said prediction. And if my locked prediction fails to come to fruition, I am punished. And I do a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. Hate this stuff. I hate tequila straight up. It has been a great past few weeks on this show where it's been tequila free, but it hadn't been a sober show. That's for damn sure, because we have sources. And just like professional wrestling news sites of others that are not named Wrestleview, their sources are weak and watered down. They just take a sip and just run with it. Claim the news story is correct, but no. At Wrestleview, we double and triple check our sources to make sure that you get the freshest and most valuable and accurate news that you get. And here is no exception. Our sources are the best. And so, our sources that we're drinking from today, you know, I see a lot of you chatting in the chat room, and I think I've failed to acknowledge you. I feel like I should. I feel I should acknowledge you. Yep, time to get the pleasantries out of the way. If you're in the chat room now, you say, wee! If you're not in the chat room, there's not a damn thing I can do about that. Who is in the chat room right now? Do it. I saw you guys doing it earlier. I was flipping out, wondering where the hell my buds are, but I know you're right there. I see Mediocre Lewis. I see Andrew. I see Ashley. I see Quentin. Who else is in there? I see Gills. Mikey the Effervescent One. Wee! I see Mashoon. I see Mr. V in the chat room. You're not up this late, are you? Jamel is in there. He's my boy. CJ, my man. Yeah, if you haven't catch Mike and CJ's State of WWE, but it should be State of Wrestling. That was a pretty nifty show you guys did there. Tim McCain's going wee in lower cases because he is sensible. Okay. All right. Whew. Man, my blood sugar is low. If I can mic one more time. Wee! Okay. Sources today. Sources. Deanna stopped by Total Wine last Sunday. Unfortunately, I could not have it on the show last Sunday because it was warm. We had to put it on ice. Well, now it's out of ice. It is ready to drink, and you guys might be able to find it. This is Chimay Premier. Chimay Premier. I know it's in reverse, but, you know, I do this because of the thing. Okay, so Chimay Premier. What this is. There's a bullet. There's a bullet bottle is what this is. Okay, we got a long thing here. This is a red ale is what this is. Okay. The registered trademark Trappist certifies that this ale was brewed within the walls of an existing Trappist monastery under the control of the Trappist community. A major part of the sales revenue is used by the monks to support charitable works. The exceptional yeast isolated by Father Theodore, combined with the purity of the highly protected water of the abbey's wells, gives Chimay its unique richness. Since 1862, Chimay's secondary fermented ales have neither been pasteurized nor filtered, and only the natural ingredients are used. To fully appreciate the pleasant sharpness and the light hint of bitterness of the Chimay Premier, serve slightly chilled in a wide-mouthed glass, contains barley and wheat. This is a 7.0 ABV on this bad boy. We will be, I love these things when they have the cork, because it makes me feel so elitist. As if with my voice you couldn't tell that I'm already elitist. And everyone's known that I'm kind of an elitist. Okay, I'm going to try to pop this cork. These lights are $150 a pop. This thing better not explode on me. Ah, there we go. Okay. Smells like fresh cherries. Okay. All right. We pour into the chalice of truth. Oh wow, that's kind of a caramel hint to it. Nice head. Oh God. Doug, you tilted too quickly. Damn it. My pours have not been very good lately, and it's because I've been drinking a lot of sours and a lot of gozes, and sours and gozes don't have much of a head to them, so you can be a very liberal in your pour. And I'm sad. Mediocre Lewis, I miss Damien Sandow. I do too. I miss Aaron Stevens, period, right now. I really, really miss him. Gosh, even though he's not Damien Sandow on NWA, he's fantastic. I might binge some NWA here soon just to relive the great episodes that they had, because gosh, I was a big fan of that show. COVID stinks. Really it does. Okay, I'm just gonna drink it out of the bottle. Wait for the head to go down here. See what's up with this guy. Very good and light to drink. Not severely, well, a little bit of caramel, but not severely caramel. It tastes, yeah, that's not bad. Nice ale. It is a nice ale to have. Am I going to talk about fans at AEW in the news? You know, there's news that I do want to talk about. And I know Jerome and Mike on Wrestleview News on Wednesday touched on some news. But man, Acer in the chat room going, wee! But man, there's some news that's come down the pipe in the past couple of days that we've got to touch on that again have SummerSlam implications to them. And implications that were even shown on the show. So, let's dip into this. Everyone, make sure your webcams are placed directly in front of you. Make sure behind you, you either have WWE paraphernalia, a green screen, or something, okay? And for the love of God, try not to fall asleep on cam if you are part of El ThunderDome. All right, so this morning, this video was thrown down the WWE's Twitter account. The unveiling of the ThunderDome. Yesterday also, we would see beta images of them testing out the ThunderDome, where you saw two random wrestling guys, a referee, and a bunch of faces everywhere, and trying different camera angles. This was all over the Twitter, all over Ryan Satin's from the Pro Wrestling Sheet, from Sean Ross of Fightful, Sports Illustrated covered it. So all over the Twitter were beta images and test images of the ThunderDome. I will try to go beyond this. First off, when I saw this video and all of the images, I was going, this is going to be sensory overload. This is going to remind me of the first time that I set foot in a Dave & Buster's, you know, or maybe or a Jillian's is what it was known as, but then it became Dave & Buster's, you know, where there's just TVs and monitors everywhere. There's 5, 7, or 8 different types of sounds you're hearing, like a football game or music or video games or something like that. And then there's lights everywhere. There's people all over everywhere. And it just, you feel overwhelmed. When I set foot in a Dave & Buster's for the first time, I got angry because there was so much crap going around. I was getting anxious and perturbed. And yeah. And so, granted, first off, this is fabulous on production. To give you guys a little more info on this whole ThunderDome thing, this is done in conjunction with a company called the Famous Group. The Famous Group is responsible for a lot of VR, digital imagery, stuff that and 3D imagery that you used to see at the NFL games last year. You saw a lot of this during ESPN's broadcasts of the NFL. For example, if there was a Baltimore Ravens game, there'd be a giant raven sitting on the goalposts and then it would fly away. That's done by the Famous Group. Currently, with the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs, all of their imagery, their 3D imagery, their VR technology, and what you saw at the Thunderdome is done by this company called the Famous Group. They also have big contracts with Nike, with Gatorade, the NCAA. They've done a lot of stuff with the NCAA in last year's Final Four. So this, 2019 Final Four. But so the Famous Group is well known for this. And so WWE found the right people to invest into doing this. Their own produced arena is what this is to carry on with this show. I think they did a fabulous job on it. However, it is sensory overload. It will not be for everyone, okay? For me, I took it in doses, took it in stride. I'll admit I had to turn away a couple of times, but it's a fabulous idea, okay? It is what will be going on, we know, until October. I'm reacting because I poured some more beer. I thought it was going to foam over, but it didn't. This will be going on at the Amway Center until the end of October. October the 30th is when this will be going on until we hear an extension on the contract, an extension on the lease. We'll see what happens. So, WWE Thunderdome, Lightning Sphere, Orgasmatron is what I want to call it, the Orgasmatron. Here's Vince McMahon for the 45 seconds that he was on TV to welcome us to this ginormous edition sponsored by the WWE of 1 versus 100. That's what this looked like. This looked like a WWE produced edition of 1 versus 100. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It was a British game show. Then they brought it here to the States. It was hosted by Bob Saget. Did not last long. So yeah, 1 versus 100 is what this looks like. I saw a lot of people saying this looked like Guess Who. Yeah, I can. Yeah, if you wanted to get that reference, you can go ahead. But us dorks, we know game shows. So this looked like 1 versus 100 to me. Look, don't get me wrong again. This is a great idea, okay? I really hope, though, that when they initially did this Thunderdome sign up, that you just had to sign up. Just had to sign up for it, and then I'm sure some testing had to be done with your internet connection, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, so this is a great idea. And all they did was sign up. You didn't have to pay any money, which shocked me at first. I'm sorry, but if I'm the WWE and I'm doing this, you suckers need to pay to do this, okay? You want to be on a television screen? You need to pay some buckage. And you just do it just like you would if you were at the arena. You want to be on those first 4 or 5 rows? Then you're paying floor money, okay? Period. That's all it is. There's a slight problem, though, with this concept of everyone can sign up and then the WWE will go ahead and choose who's in there and, spaces run out. You've got to test everything to make sure that you're on. However, there's one thing the WWE did not think about. And if you don't mind, I need to kind of bring this out here. One thing the WWE did not think of is there's a concept. Let me see. Let me think of the best way to put this. Time is not universal. Time is not universal. Just because it's 8 o'clock in the evening here doesn't mean it's 8 o'clock in the evening throughout the entire world. And since you are a global entertainment juggernaut, and you are letting everyone sign up from all over the world, you've got to think to yourself, will Habib be able to stay awake at the wee hours of 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. to be an active participant in our television show? Got to take this into account. What's more, there were some lookers in that crowd. Whoo boy. Oh boy. Look, this is a neat concept. Do not get me wrong. Okay? But it's got some flaws. And we saw them. There were a lot of screens where it was the same person in each screen because, again, people signing up maybe don't have the connection to stay up. They're just signing off. They log in and they go, oh, yeah, screw this. 4 minutes of this. I'm gone. So you've got to prepare for that. Yeah. The way that I see this, I don't really think there is a way around this. I think that the WWE might have overshot themselves. Do you know how many people they actually show in a crowd, like these virtual crowds for NBA games? I'm going to tell you right now, at NBA playoff games, it is not this many on the hard camera shot. Okay? Nowhere near it. I want to say, if anything, at the NBA games, there's at most 50, maybe 50 people shown, because they're showing the players seating next to the court and they're all socially distanced and staged up, and behind them are maybe 3 or 4 rows of these digital boxes of people watching the show. Problem is, this is way too many. Did you really think that you were going to get 500 people? 500 to 700 people with good internet connections in a decent time zone and want to stay up and actually be active and participate in your show? Did you see how many people were doing nothing? That's what people do when they watch TV. They do nothing. If you're live at the show, you'll be a little more animated because you feel like you're part of the show. Because you're there, feeling the energy, hearing the noises. Not this. These were people watching TV so that we could watch them watching TV. And when you're watching TV, you are not as ecstatic as the people live. They were just staring into a monitor. Many of them with horrible angles so that I could see up their nasal canal. Yeah, already I can look at just looking at this set here, I can already see the 2 green. There's 2 green. There's 1 there. There's 1 there. Who else can we see that are duplicates? There's 2 right next to each other right there. Where else are our duplicates at? Let's see. This guy with the red shirt. There's 1. There's 1. They were everywhere. Duplicates were everywhere. CJ said there was a dude in his car. Okay, so there's some kinks that need to be worked on. There's some kinks to work out. All right. But the big thing that we were also curious about is what would the entrances look like? Now, that's a different story. ThunderDome's entrances are pretty neat. Okay. Bray Wyatt's was pretty good. They had to have that be the kickoff. Not bad. Okay. Not bad at all. Over on the top, on the top of the arena here, I don't think, well, I want to try to have it to where, I don't know if you can see it, but at the top where there's usually the video board, there seems to be some more LED rings surrounding the video board. And it was showing, yeah, some gruesome imagery for Wyatt's entrance. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, these trusses right here. This little thing here that shows stuff there. The monitors were switching all red and everything for Wyatt's entrance. Initiator and Kit Tyson in the chat room going, wee! Big thing I want to say also, though, about the entrances. They were nice. We are going overboard on the lasers. We are going overboard on the lights. Can I go back to Wyatt walking here? Stop right there. Look at all of the shit that's on the floor. Look at this. That looks like the largest set of Legos that's been left on the floor by the biggest dumb kid. Okay? Shit all over the floor. Those are lasers. Those are all laser lights. This is... No. Why? You don't need that. And if you need it, you better damn well cover it up. If you're not using it, you better cover it up. That's messy. No. No, stop. No. Oh God, I can't start that. Okay, I guess I will. So, but here we are. The overhead shot of, look at this thing. It's way too many people, way too many monitors. You are not going to have over 1,000, almost 1,500 people with an active internet connection, and you're going to do this for SummerSlam? You think you're going to have people active like that for 3.5 hours? You're insane. You're insane. CJ's wanting to, and Ebony's bringing it up. No, I'm saving that for last because that's what I do. If it's important, last. Understand that. That's how shows work. Well, we get the Firefly Funhouse and Bray sniffed Braun Strowman out. Yeah. Later, tomorrow, I think they're recording it right now, but it's going to air Saturday morning. Talking Smack is returning. Sans Renee Young and Daniel Bryan, because Renee Young is not renewing her contract with the WWE. She will be leaving officially at the end of the week. And Daniel Bryan is not there because he has a tiny human, a new tiny human that he's got to take care of and everything. So instead, we get Xavier Woods and Kayla.
Hey, Kayla!
Yeah. Not bad, I don't think, but it's not going to be the same. It's just not going to be the same. I mean, but still, I do love, I like the Kayla's there.
Hey, Kayla!
So there, I got nothing else to say about that. Jeff Hardy won the Intercontinental title. Do you care? I don't think you do. I know I don't. And then we ended the show with this, with Braun Strowman threw Bray Wyatt 5 feet down onto concrete. Wyatt was tossed into an ambulance, then the ambulance backs up. For 10 whole minutes, we had a shot of an ambulance, only to be left with this shot. And that's it. This was a disappointing ending to SmackDown. That's for damn sure. But all right. So let's talk about the major league disappointing thing that was revealed on SmackDown that has SummerSlam implications and has everything to do with the news. Okay? I did not talk about it last Sunday because the news and everything was just coming down the pipe of it. I did not want to talk about it until we had a lot more confirmation and a lot more information regarding it. But I think it was last Saturday or Sunday, some stalker, some idiot, some guy who's just doesn't love himself and no one ever loved him, broke into Sonia Deville's home, armed with duct tape, a knife, and other accoutrements. He broke into Sonia Deville's home with the intention of if there was a guest in the home, killing them and then taking Sonia Deville hostage. This is all through preliminary hearings that ended yesterday. You can find out about those on Wrestleview. But the guest at Sonia Deville's house was Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose and Sonia Deville were slated for Sunday at SummerSlam to have a hair versus hair match. This was the one match that I know that many of you were looking forward to. To me, this had match of the year implications. This was a program that has been building for 6 to 7 months. This was the match, the program. Finally getting some resolution, maybe. And then insanity. And then insanity. And then we get Instead, Sonia Deville comes out and changes the stipulations of the match. It will no longer be hair versus hair. It's going to be a no disqualification, and the loser must leave the WWE. The match we were looking forward to the most, the one we were looking forward to the most, has now gone from absolute joy to the worst thing you can think of. It has now led to us losing someone from the business entirely. I am locking it right now, ahead of time, because it's going to happen. No disqualification. Loser leaves WWE. Mandy Rose versus Sonia Deville. I am picking Mandy Rose, and I'm locking it. Sonia Deville has effectively immediately put in her notice. She wants out because of this psychopath, this guy who has never felt love, who has never been loved, and doesn't have any friends or family, apparently, or the acquaintances that he has are oblivious to what he does. I don't blame Sonia at all. I don't blame her at all. I could call her by a real name, but no. I don't blame her at all for asking for a release, asking for a break of some kind after that. I don't blame her at all. She's taking a break, I hope, because she's done so much to build her character, to build herself up. She's done a fantastic job. But, yeah. So, immediately, I'm taking Mandy Rose and I'll lock it. How long will we see Sonia Deville out? I don't know. It's going to take a while. But, seriously. This one hurts. This one hurts. It hurts the most because normally when something like this changes, you feel like, oh, the WWE did something wrong. Oh, they didn't give her the match she wanted. Now she's angry. No. And, no, that's not it. It makes this horrible because it was some crazed, psychotic fan's fault that this happened. I don't know if this has ever happened in professional wrestling, if you think about it. Or some idiot, some psychopath, someone who has never loved, never felt love, and no one would ever love, and is begging for love, but no one gives it to him, lashes out and wants to take it out. I can't think of any other instance. I cannot think of an instance like that. So, I really, really hope that this entire ordeal was a wake-up call to many people. The biggest of them being, I hope that everyone became more aware of how people can become obsessed and need to be vigilant when it comes to identifying when people have a problem. I know it's a horrible comparison, but these same people that commit these atrocious acts are the same ones who commit mass shootings, who shoot up schools, okay, who run over a crowd of people. And they show signs ahead of time. They isolate themselves. They become too obsessed or too predisposed into something. And it's up to the community, it's up to the loved ones, it's up to even just random observers to find it and reach out and help. This happens time and time and again. Whether it be mass shootings, mass horrible things, even stalking celebrities. So, there you go. That's why I'm angry. That's why I'm a little disappointed, because I was looking forward to this match, and I know you all were too. I was looking forward to this match. I hope that she just takes a break and she comes back. Just saying that. But locking Mandy Rose out of the gate. So there you go. That's my 2 cents on SmackDown and El Thunderdome. And to tell you that, again, don't get me wrong. The Thunderdome is a great concept. But, man, there's a lot of kinks we got to work out here. Yeah. Oh, man. I see a lot of you talk in the chat room there. Mike, most wrestling fandom is down to these people that couldn't last a minute on a treadmill talking about work rate, standing Chris Benoit and driving real people away. Well, it depends if the normal people even go down those avenues. Yeah, Ebony, I'm just worried about the Thunderdome's colors changing for each show. Yeah, that's going to be happening. Oh, yeah, that's going to be happening. Oh, you think this is bad right now? You like that blue color scheme there? Wait until Raw. Wait until Monday night where it's just all beet red. Ooh. So, there you go. Doug, you're too angry. What about the happy stuff? Isn't there happy stuff you want to talk about? Well, yeah, I guess there's happy stuff, but let's first get into some news that you might have missed. Sad news to pass on, of course, to start off the news hour. If you haven't heard about any of this on Mike and Jerome show, if I'm being redundant, I apologize. Former Ring of Honor champion John Xavier Bedoya passed away at the age of 43. Ring of Honor would release a statement regarding this. Cause of death is not immediately known, though it is reported it was sudden and unexpected. PW Insider was the first to report this story. I have no idea who he is, so we might be doing some matches and watching this. I've never seen him. So I think I better check some of his matches out. Apparently he's had some matches against Samoa Joe, it looks like, I believe. No, he would go on to have matches defending the ROH title against AJ Styles, Paul London, Jay Briscoe, and his reign ended in March of 2003 against Samoa Joe. Okay. Yeah, I can check that out. Yeah, sure. Oh, well, yeah, we'll see if we can check that out sometime. So once again, I know Mike and Jerome went over details regarding the break-in at Sonia Deville's home, but I don't want to go over those details again. Sure, they talk more of it in depth, but an injunction was put in. Let me see. Start from the beginning. PW Insider, ruling has been made in the pre-trial hearing for the stalker that was arrested on last Sunday for the attempted armed kidnapping of Daria Baronato. Hillsborough Circuit Judge Catherine Catlin ruled that the attacker will not receive bail. He will remain incarcerated in county jail until his trial. The judge, after hearing testimony from Baronato on the night, reviewing security camera footage and reading threatening messages Thomas had sent to her, ruled that Thomas was a threat to the safety of the community. Thomas was represented by a public defender and invoked his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Public defender argued that Thomas should have bail set at $2 million and be electronically monitored. Hell no. Put his ass in jail. Thomas was charged with aggravated stalking, armed burglary of a dwelling, attempted armed kidnapping, and criminal mischief. Yeah. So, yeah. But, you know, not all news involving the law can be as horrible and detrimental to our own entertainment. In fact, when it comes down to handing down the law involving anything with professional wrestling, sometimes it involves your way of living. Federal authorities have attempted to seize the home of former WWE superstar Ted DiBiase Jr. According to the Associated Press, there's a source. Per court documents filed in June, federal authorities are trying to seize the $1.5 million home of Ted DiBiase Jr. The attempt at seizing the Madison, Mississippi home came months after Ted's brother, Brett DiBiase, was indicted on one of the largest public embezzlement cases in United States history in the state of Mississippi from past February. Also, per the same AP report, a state audit from back in 2019 revealed that DiBiase's family received millions of dollars from Mississippi's welfare agency through nonprofits, business deals, and travel reimbursements over the past few years. Meanwhile, the Mississippi Department of Human Services had denied more than 98% of its individual applicants for welfare. Mississippi is one of the poorest states in the U.S. as per a report released this past May. Mississippi State Auditor Shad White stated that his employees identified $94 million in questionable spending by the Department of Human Services, including payouts with no clear connection to helping needy people. A former Human Services director and 5 other people were indicted on state charges of embezzling about $4 million. DiBiase's brother Brett briefly worked at Mississippi's Department of Human Services and was later indicted on charges of stealing $48,000 in welfare money. Brett DiBiase pled not guilty. Authorities say Brett DiBiase was paid to teach drug abuse classes in Mississippi, even though he was in a luxury drug rehab program in Malibu. The AP report also stated that Ted Jr. and his wife were less than a week away from finalizing the sale of their French colonial lakeside home when federal agents delivered paperwork to the person handling the sale. Yeah. So, sometimes sometimes it sucks when the wrestling fans fuck with your wrestling show, but it's worse when the professional wrestlers fuck with your life. Oh my God, we have 2 comments. Do people know what they're talking about here? Probably. All right. Let's talk about people who just don't like appearing in court. Former WWE NXT superstar Dan Matha was arrested last Monday for failure to appear. According to a new report by P-Dub Insider, former NXT star Dan Matha, also known as Dorian Mack, was arrested on Monday for failing to appear at a court date of April the 24th. For those of you, Dan Matha, who Dan Matha is, he would be one half of a tag team with Riddick Moss. They were known as the Outliers. This was a tag team that was building up in NXT's developmental unit. Had not been signed to an official contract yet. But Riddick Moss and Dan Matha, the Outliers, were managed by Robert Stone. They would have a couple of matches on television, one in particular on NXT UK. I was really hoping, this is where I became a Robert Stone fan. Robert Stone was, at that time, building more like a sports agent role, is what he was doing. But now it's more along the lines of, like just Twitter branding or something like that. So, yeah. Dan Mather, though, failure to appear in court after he was involved in a auto accident involving $12,500 in damages that took place on Plymouth Sorrento Road and Haas Road in Apopka, Florida, back on March the 28th. He was charged with driving while utilizing he drove in an expired tag and got in an accident, the dumb fuck. Former WCW superstar Buff Bagwell is under investigation for a car accident as well. Cobb County, Georgia website is reporting that Buff Bagwell had himself a really bad accident. Cobb County Police Department Selective Traffic Enforcement Program Unit is investigating an auto accident that occurred on Cumberland Boulevard east of the Cumberland Parkway on Sunday, August 16th, around 5:18 in the afternoon. Investigators are reporting that a black 23 Chevrolet Tahoe, which was driven by Buffster, was traveling west on the boulevard, approaching the parkway, lost control negotiating a curve. Tahoe collided with the center median and the metal fence within the median before continuing west across the eastbound lanes. The Tahoe then collided with the curb before colliding into a freestanding bathroom at a Cobb County Transit bus station. Bagwell was transported to Wellstar Kennestone Hospital with serious injuries. Investigators believe Bagwell was impaired by prescription medication during the collision. The 50-year-old Bagwell wrestled in WCW. Buff. You be you. Meanwhile, back in the real world where we can't figure out what the fuck to do about COVID-19 and spiky Nerf ball, it has infiltrated the waifus! No! Not the waifus! No! Not the waifus! The waifus have the spiky Nerf ball! No! All women Japanese promotion World Wonder Ring Stardom announced last Thursday on Twitter that their promotion has canceled upcoming shows following a positive COVID-19 test among its roster and staff. Save the waifus! No! I feel better now. Just imagine Nia Jax just going, damn it. Damn it, that fucking Nerf ball beat me to it. Oh, God. Oh, the waifus, what are we going to do? Oh, hey. Do you see how everyone was so pissed off 2 Wednesdays ago that Velveteen Dream was back on NXT? How all kinds of really horrible pictures and text images were showing up all over the internet going, hey, look what we found that Triple H couldn't find. Why is Velveteen Dream on the TV? He's a pedophile. Kids. No. Speaking to CBS Sports last Monday, Paul Levesque, Triple H, addressed the return of Patrick Clark, known as Velveteen Dream. This was his first appearance since allegations were made against Clark during the Speaking Out movement in June. Levesque, I know it's Levesque, but I like saying Levesque. Levesque told CBS Sports that the WWE investigated the allegations and didn't find anything, end quote. Levesque said a car accident in late June was the reason Clark was not on television. Yeah, we know that. We know he was in a car accident. We didn't know what the hell he had, so... But that's why he's back. But apparently, everyone still wanted to think that the reason he was gone was because of other incidents, according to the Speaking Out movement. Various imagery would appear on Twitter. Everyone, having a cow about it. Here's my 2 cents. If everything that you see on the internet is true, and all this evidence that you have found and you have read about, but, Paul Levesque put on the blinders and didn't see. If all of this evidence is true, why aren't you going to the police? What does the WWE have to do with any of this? This sounds like something you need to go to the authorities about. This sounds like something that you need to go to someone a little higher up than his job about. Sounds like he needs to be taken off the streets. But apparently, that's not happening because it's not true. Could be just me. I don't know. I'm just an upstanding member of society and think of, if there's a really horrible person out there that's done really horrible things, then that horrible person should be in jail. And actually, no offense to, the tone of our country right now. For fuck's sake, Patrick Clark, the cops knew that a 24-year-old moderately attractive African-American male was showing off his wank to underage kids. How quick would they be to get him? How quick would they do that? Seriously, the entire state of Florida would be at his doorstep. Come on. Let's use some sound judgment here. Update on Goldberg's status with the WWE. Oh my God, brace yourselves. They're still hiring this old fuck. According to his appearance on the Pop Culture Show. That's a show? The Pop Culture Show? That's a show? That's such a... God. Fucking geniuses. We're going to talk about pop culture. What's our show called? It's called The Pop Culture Show. Oh, genius. Goldberg revealed that his current deal is for 2 years at a rate of 2 matches a year. So this guy's got 4 matches left to go in 2 years' time. Place your bets. Who's he got? 4 matches for Goldberg. Who you got? I got Randy Orton. That's number 1. I'll give him Randy Orton. I'll give him Drew McIntyre. He already did Braun Strowman. We finally get Roman Reigns. Who's the 4th? Otis? Goldberg Otis? No. Oh, that sounds so good, though. Goldberg Otis sounds fantastic, but no, that's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. I named 3 of the 4 right there. We're not getting Bork. Bork ain't showing up until there's people in the seats. Just mentioned that, yes, Renee Young once again gave her notice to the company. She has a new cookbook coming out, and once I receive said cookbook, we're going to be making drinks. They have adult beverages in this cookbook, and I can't wait to make them. Finally, some guy who rarely appeared in the WWE, who's been doing a lot of inspirational video shit all over the YouTubes. You be you, you continue to be you. He's making his Ring of Honor debut. Whatever the fuck he is, this uncharismatic little vacuum. So yeah, he's going there. If you're listening to the audio version, you may want to tune into the YouTubes to find out who the hell I'm talking about. All right. Finally, some happy news. Well, not happy news. It's kind of funny news. Tony Khan addressed an issue involving unethical ticket resellers involving the attendance of their shows. AEW announced, when was this announced? This was announced Thursday. They announced yesterday they would begin selling tickets to fans for upcoming live tapings of AEW Dynamite. The company announced that they will release tickets that will put them within 10 to 15% capacity of Daly's Place, which is... Daly's Place is a 5,500 seat open air amphitheater that they've been performing in. And so the tickets they're going to be selling, it'll be between 550 to about 800 people. That'll be at this thing. And the fans will be physically distanced in seating pods of like 2, 3, 4, or 6, their own little individual pods all over. And that sounds fine. Sounds like a great idea. Not a problem. The problem, though, is that most tickets for events, whether they be concerts or sporting events or wrestling events or opera, whatever, are bought by third parties. And then those third parties will try to split up those tickets that they buy. So after the tickets went on, so AEW president Tony Khan took to the Twitter to address the issue, saying that the company is going to police the issue and cancel full orders of ticket sales if they discover that these pods are being split on websites. So they're buying pods of 6 and 4, and they're trying to split these up to sell them individually. Can't do that. It's not how it works. Sexy hunk of man meat Lou in the chat room going, wee! Only update to the injury list is that Jessamine Duke is off of the injury. She is now healthy after reparative surgery on both elbows. But added to the list is, I've confirmed it was Dexter Lumis. They say it's an ankle injury, but if there's a way that I could describe it, he planted too hard on the ground after flipping out of the ring during his triple threat, causing kind of a bone chip within the bottom bone of his ankle. And so he's needing surgery to have that removed and cleaned up a little bit. So we're looking at 8 to 12 weeks for Dexter Lumis being out of action. We probably will not see him probably until Survivor Series. I'm looking at Dexter Lumis coming back for Survivor Series, but no other big changes to the injury list. Those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on television or pay-per-view for the WWE for, say, 3 weeks? They end up on a very special list. That is dwindling, that grows smaller by the day, by the minute. As long as that fucker Vince McMahon has got an underground, as long as he has a retribution, as long as he's got a fucking ThunderDome, he's gonna have these people show up just to spite me, but it ain't my fault that I pay attention to your own damn show. Brace yourselves for impact. Turn your head if you're squeamish. It's a WWE milk carton. Oh, Vince can go suck my cock on a weekend. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Started off with Kofi Kingston. He ain't hurt. He just hasn't been on TV in over 3 weeks. We haven't seen him since the July 24th episode of SmackDown, when he gave Big E his blessing to head forth into the singles competitor's domain. He's fine. He's just taking a break. That's all that's happening. Yeah. Double D, Dominic Dijakovic. We haven't seen him since Karrion Kross took him to the woodshed on the July 22nd episode of NXT. Two and a half months ago, all the people all over the interwebs were going, this guy was going to Raw. Where is he? I don't know, but he ain't on TV, that's for damn sure. Big Show, haven't seen him since the July 20th episode of Monday Night Raw, where Randy Orton kicked him in the head. He's too busy selling his stand-up comedy, which is his sitcom on Netflix, which is really good. You guys should check it out. I'm so glad you guys are paying attention to me on this show. Sandro in the chat room going, wee, and jumping in and absolutely a random-ass conversation going on in the chat room there. Yeah, Big Show, selling sitcom. Aleister Black. Haven't seen him since that same episode of July 20th, where he got hurt by Seth Rollins, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe he's hurt. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Indus Sher. Haven't seen this tag team since the June 24th episode of NXT where they were being spoken of by this weird-looking guy named Malcolm Bivens. All of them on June the 24th. The reason we haven't seen Indus Sher is because of a color, and that is green. Malcolm Bivens, I have no idea. I don't think we're going to see these guys again anytime soon at all. It's going to be a very long time. Austin Theory. Conspiracy theories abound about why we haven't seen this guy. We haven't seen him since the June 22nd episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was sitting in a folding chair next to Murphy as Seth Rollins spoke. Or something like that. People saying he's suspended. For what? We don't know. Some people saying he has the spiky Nerf ball. Some people say that it's part of the speaking out movement. I don't know. I don't know. All that I know is he is the youngest member of the main roster of the WWE. So I don't know why he's not on TV right now. We need Inside Edition to do an investigation on this. Or is it Current Affair? Yeah, Current Affair has the sound effect that do that. Mojo Rawley, haven't seen him since the June 19th episode of SmackDown, where he faced off against Shorty G to convince us that Shorty G was a thing. Well, it didn't work because Shorty G then became a thing 2 weeks ago after just talking to Baron Corbin. We've been trying to make Shorty G a thing for the past 8 months. We need to stop. We need to stop it right now. No, I don't read Wrestleview. I really don't. Xia Li, haven't seen her since the June 17th episode of NXT, which will forever be known as the projectile vomit match. That's when Robert Stone got up on the apron, projectile vomited, distracting Xia Li and caused Aaliyah to win. Tomato Chomper, haven't seen him since NXT In Your House, where he took a powder to Karrion Kross. Wouldn't it be something if he was part of Retribution? You know, it's kind of weird that Retribution is not attacking NXT. Just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Retribution doesn't necessarily need to be part of Raw or SmackDown. They could be a united front. Because there's a pay-per-view coming up in 3 months' time called Survivor Series. Do you guys remember Survivor Series from last year where NXT invaded everywhere? Oh, no, no, this is completely different. No, this is a completely different thought that I have. It's a completely different thought. Stop. No. Forgotten Sons, haven't seen them since the May 29th episode of SmackDown, where they had a monologue and they gave some kind of wacky salute. I can't remember what professional wrestling news site it was, but I saw the headline that the Forgotten Sons were not on TV because they supported President Trump. No. For one, we don't know if all three do that. But Jackson Riker is the only one that's vocal about it. Vince McMahon and his wife Linda. Linda McMahon was in charge of the Small Business Association administration during Trump's presidency. So shut up. Sure, Jackson Riker supports President Trump, but he voiced that support 2 days after the horrible murder of George Floyd. Which was not very good timing. He would find a lot of backlash from fans and superstars alike. So there's a reason we're not seeing them on television. Yeah. Chelsea Green, haven't seen her since the May 27th episode of NXT, where she teamed up with Charlotte Flair to face off against Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. Immediately following that match, Chelsea Green would fire her then manager, Robert Stone. Since that firing, Robert Stone has been on television every single week. Andrew, it's spelled impotent, not imponent. Sorry. Yeah, Chelsea, are you hurt? What's going on? Are you hurt? Or do you just do the Instagram photos of the bikini shots and that's about it? That's all I'm seeing. I don't know. Carmella, haven't seen her since the Money in the Bank match of the Vagina Persuasion on May the 10th. She's too busy doing a podcast with Corey Graves, and I don't know what the hell is going on here. Why is she still here? Why is she still affiliated? She got a problem with her noggin and doesn't feel like doing anything. Well, then have her not feel like doing something outside of the WWE and get away from it. Pete Dunne, haven't seen him since the April 15th episode of NXT, where he showed up on a giant video board to say that he could not defend the NXT tag team titles alongside Matt Riddle. So instead, he's invited someone with worse teeth than him, Timothy Thatcher, to take his place. Pete Dunne has been locked across the pond in the UK, and he's too busy trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with this speaking out movement, trying to clean up all the trash. Bork Laser, haven't seen him since WrestleMania Night 2, where he lost the WWE title to Drew McIntyre. We will not see Bork Laser again because no people in the seats. Sami Zayn, haven't seen him since Night 1 of WrestleMania on April the 4th, where he defended his Intercontinental title against Daniel Bryan successfully. He has been very vocal on the Twitter, socially and politically, just to keep himself out there. Whether that has him keep his job, that I'm not sure. Roman Reigns. Haven't seen him since the March 20th episode of SmackDown, where he and Goldberg signed a contract to have a match at WrestleMania, and that never happened. Instead, we got Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. Apparently, again, Roman Reigns is not with the WWE right now and doing any shows because he is taking care of his children. That was 4 months ago. Just admit it. There's nothing wrong with saying it. You recently battled leukemia, and you're very susceptible to spiky Nerf ball. We will understand it. Just say it. It's okay. No big deal. But of course, WWE has yet to say the words COVID or 19 on any one of their television shows, and nor do any of their performers mention it. Grizzled young veterans, who the fuck cares? I'm taking them off the list. I'm getting tired of it, okay? Haven't seen them since the March 11th show of NXT, where they beat up Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne after they defended their NXT tag team titles. It doesn't matter. They're in NXT UK now, I think. They're locked across the pond. They ain't going to show up on TV anymore. They're on the list because they're on the NXT main roster. Not the NXT UK, the main roster. AOP, even though Rezar is hurt with a torn bicep, he should be back in time sometime in October, I believe. SummerSlam October times is what we're looking at. But AOP, I've got them both on the list. We haven't seen them since March the 9th, where for 5 straight weeks, they did nothing but Teddy Long specials.
Now, if all 4 of you want to mix it up, then we're going to do it right. I'm going to make this a tag team match.
Tag team matches, 6-man tags, 8-man tags. Who cares? Involving them, Viking Raiders, Samoa Joe, Murphy, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens. These guys are going to be on Underground soon. That's all I got to know. Robert Roode, haven't seen him since Elimination Chamber, where he teamed up with Dolph Ziggler to try to win the SmackDown Tag Team titles. He is locked across the pond in Canada at the ripe age of 43. Mansoor, haven't seen him since the February 27th Super Showdown pay-per-view out of Riyadh, Jeddah, Bismarck, South Dakota. He was facing Dolph Ziggler. He's appeared on 205 Live. I know he's on 205 Live, but he's on NXT's main roster. Doug, you're mixing hairs. He's on the main roster. Mansoor, proving once again that he only performs in his home country of South Dakota. Kona Reeves, haven't seen him since the February 19th episode of NXT, where he took a powder to Keith Lee in the span of 25 seconds. Vanessa Bourne, probably the number one person everyone is thinking is part of Retribution. Vanessa Bourne, haven't seen her since the January 15th episode of NXT, where she took part in a battle royale of the Vagina Persuasion to figure out who would face off against Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's title at NXT TakeOver Portland. The winner of that was Bianca Belair. Since then, neither of them have a title. Who cares? Finally, the stalwart. The new stalwart of the WWE milk carton. Things just aren't the same. You know, things just aren't the same. Things just aren't the same without Arturo Ruas. You know? Because if it weren't for frickin' Underground, Ruas would have been 4 weeks away from becoming the new Golden Gallon. But, no, Mike's saying if we're going to start counting people in the background, there won't be a milk carton. No, okay? Look, there were a lot you want a good example? Jey Uso is off the milk carton. Jey Uso appeared on SmackDown today after he was tossed by Braun Strowman. Tamina is off the milk carton. She was at ringside during the whole Retribution thing going on. Okay? Look, just because you see them, they got to be doing something. They have to be doing something. They have to be part of something. Okay? God, we're going to count people who are who are the audience of Underground? Yeah, I'm not going to have a milk carton. I'm going to count guys. What about everyone that's sitting out in the crowd during the Performance Center cheering? Everyone on my milk carton's been cheering. Come on. Stop it. The new stalwart of the WWE milk carton, who I can assure you has been nowhere near television. He hasn't been in the background anywhere at all. People keep saying, oh, he should be part of Wyatt. They should be a tag team. They should be... Stop it. We are 3 months away from a brand new Golden Gallon. We pray. We got to pray just to make it today. I say we pray. Pray. No. The new stalwart of the WWE milk carton, and you got to dip all the way back to 2019 for this one. Bo Dallas. Haven't seen him since November 15th of last year. He was in the ring with Drew Gulak and Curtis Axel to make fun of Braun Strowman leading into Survivor Series. Since then, Curtis Axel is no longer with the company, and Drew Gulak was just headbutted into oblivion by Braun Strowman tonight. So, I believe that he'll show up. Bo Dallas is going to show up somewhere. Bo Dallas is going to show up on Raw Underground and get the shit beat out of him by Dabba-Kato. I prefer Babatunde. But Dabba-Kato sounds like... It sounds like a very cheap, low-grade sushi that I would get at some place called Fusion Bowl or something. All right. That's the milk carton. That's your milk carton. Who else is slated to get on the milk carton if they don't do something. Looking on my list right now, we got a lot of NXT people. Well, actually, no. Now that I think about it, we don't. There's only 2 people. And actually, one of them is going to be appearing. There's only one person who will be showing up on the milk carton. One person. One person's going to be showing up on the milk carton if they don't appear in NXT this coming week. So, all right, that's enough of that. All right, it's now the time why you people came here. It's now the reason for the season, and the season is pleasing. No, the reason is pleasing. I don't know. All right. I'm not buzzing. Too angry. Because some fucker out of South Carolina wanted to break into Sonia Deville's home and deprived us of a fantastic match. So, at least you helped me out in one lock, you fuck. It's now time to predict SummerSlam weekend. All right. SummerSlam weekend. Here we go. NXT Takeover Tres Aquis. NXT Takeover Brazzers. NXT Takeover 30. 6 matches on the card in this one. SummerSlam has got 8 matches. 14 matches in all. 8 of them are going to be locks. What do the locks mean? If I'm confident in my pick, I'm going to lock it. And if I get that locked pick wrong, I do a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. I have been very good these past few weeks just because I think these shows that I've had in the past have been great because they've been tequila free. I would like to try to keep it that way. We all know that ain't going to happen. So, NXT TakeOver, 6 matches on the card. Let's start things off with the pre-show match. Show match pre. Triple threat to determine the number 1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team titles. Breezango versus El Legado del Fantasma of Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. And the guys who called each other last night and dressed the same, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. Whoever wins this will be facing Imperium. I'm looking at either El Legado del Fantasma or Oney Lorcan and Burch. As we all know in NXT, there is no such thing as baby faces or heels, so it doesn't matter. Imperiums were supposed to be the heels, but then they faced Undisputed Era, so we don't know what they were. And now in this one, we even really don't know what they are. I don't know. At least I can tell Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch apart from everyone else. That's for sure. At least I know the bald ones are different from everyone else. I've got a feeling it's going to be Wilde and Mendoza. Yeah, I'll go with Wilde and Mendoza on this one. It's not going to be Breezango. They already had their shot. No. So I'll take Wilde and Mendoza. El Legado del Fantasma. El Legado del Fantasma. I just like saying that. Team fingers in the air. Oh, Burch and Lorcan. I like watching them, but no. We can't have 2 of the same types of teams going against each other. We can't have that. Fonz Balor versus Timothy Thatcher. This one came out of nowhere in a hurry, didn't it? I don't know. This match intrigues me. Just because it's a Timothy Thatcher match. And we know what Timothy Thatcher matches are, right? They are actual wrestling matches until he grabs some tights or punches someone in the mouth or something like that. Mashoon's telling me Balor lock it. Gills is saying Balor and lock it. Do I lock it? I mean, what are we building towards with this? Are we building towards Balor versus whoever wins the North American title? And who would that be? We haven't gotten to that match yet. Balor looks like he's in pain in that pic. Balor always looks like he's in pain. Balor looks like he's constipated constantly. Okay? I hate Balor with a passion. I really do. I don't get anything. I've never gotten any of the intrigue about him at all. But I'm do I lock this? Everyone's saying, I see Balor lock it. I see a lot of Balor don't lock. Fonz Balor lock it. Everyone is telling me Balor lock it. God, I just can't bring myself to doing that. I just can't. I'll choose Balor, but I'm not locking. I can't. I'm just not locking it. I can't. I am not going to do a shot at tequila because of that guy. Okay? Stop it. I am not doing a shot at tequila to that. This one I'll take a shot at tequila too. Okay? This one I'll do it. All right? I don't mind taking the chance on this one. 5-way dance, ladder match style for the NXT Takeover, NXT North American title. Damian Priest versus Cameron Grimes versus Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed versus Velveteen Dream. There are times where I make decisions on the locks that I pick, and it's really just for my own entertainment, okay? I know that I'm going to get it wrong. I'm not taking it seriously, but God damn it, it's what I want, okay? Because, I mean, if I was being serious about this, we're staring at Bronson Reed. He's the one that's been pushed the whole time, but it could be Johnny Gargano. They're pushing him to be the two-timer. Grimes would be a fun one, an absolute fun one. He's been hysterical. Okay, he's been great. Damian Priest, no way in hell. I'm locking Velveteen Dream. I'm locking Velveteen Dream. Only to fuck with everyone out there who cares too much about something that everyone else doesn't. I am locking Velveteen Dream because I want to say fuck the internet. Fuck everyone else that has a problem with him being back. Some people just live to watch the world burn. Oh, I'm one of those. I love it when the WWE fucks with us. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's not like they're not paying attention. It's not like they don't pay attention. They know what's happening. They see everyone talking. Velveteen Dream, lock that son of a bitch. I'm going to tell you right now, when that happens, Dream wins that, it's going to feel so good. The implosion, oh, it's going to feel so good. And that's one thing. NXT is not going to be in the Thunderdome. NXT will not be in the Thunderdome. So imagine if he won that in the Thunderdome, all of those monitors shutting off. Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's title. Raquel Gonzalez might be lurking in the shadows somewhere. I have no flipping clue what Io Shirai is. What is she? What is Io Shirai? The new waifu? I get that. My problem right now, I ask this, is because the past promos that I've seen of Io Shirai, she's like psychotic. She's, I don't know, menacing. Like very, I don't know. But in this picture, she's not. She's a waifu. We recently had a title change. It was at NXT Takeover in Your House where Dakota Kai became women's champion. I don't think now is the time for her to lose that title. We have a lot of new female performers that are kind of moving up right now. Kind of going to be moving up a little bit. Candace Larae versus Dakota Kai doesn't sound appealing. Candace Larae versus Io Shirai. Now, there you go. Dakota Kai versus Mercedes Martinez? Not really. I do think Mercedes Martinez is still going around. I mean, they didn't thoroughly annihilate her. She'll come back and everything. Waya Whipley wanting to return, maybe have a one-on-one match with Io Shirai? Sure. So, sorry. Nah, I take Shirai and I'll lock it. I'll take Shirai and I'll lock it. Yeah, that to me is pretty simple. Yeah, I take Io and I lock it. That seems like a no-brainer. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee, which I believe is now a no DQ. Is it a no DQ? Could you guys confirm me in there? Is this now a no DQ match? I believe it is. It doesn't shock me. It should be a no DQ. Adam Cole, Pat McAfee, I believe is no DQ. Is that right? I know what you guys want me to pick, but is this a no DQ? Is this a no DQ match? I'm not sure. You guys aren't helping me out. I'll have to help myself. All right, let's see here. I'm sorry about this. Jamel saying, yes, it is. It's a no DQ match. Is that right? Oh, damn it. Yeah, because I can't type stuff because I mess up with the stuff. Okay, so it is. Okay. All right. Wow. So many implications in this match. And everything that I have been thinking about this match does not involve Adam Cole winning. Oh, it isn't. Okay, it's a normal match. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee is a normal match. So many things can happen in this match. So many things. Could just say Adam Cole wins it and that's the end of it. But we are ready for the implosion. We not ready for the implosion? Are we ready? Kid saying it's time for Cole to fail. CJ said lock McAfee. I'm telling you, I'm smelling this a mile away. I'm smelling this one. This smells ripe. McAfee winning, Adam Cole losing, either Undisputed Era dissolves or they fade into oblivion and we do not see them for a while. Man. Kid asking who interferes. I don't think we get an interference. The only interference I can think of is from Imperium, but that was resolved after they retained their tag team titles when Pat McAfee was getting into Adam Cole's ear hole. I'll take McAfee. No, I'm not going to lock it. Nah, I've got plenty of other times to lock. I'll take McAfee. But I'm not locking it. I got plenty of other matches I can lock that I'm way more confident in. I'm not sure if the internet's going to really explode after this one. People love Pat McAfee's promo last Wednesday. If you haven't checked that out, you should. Okay. Almost a better talker than Adam Cole. Almost. Almost. Keith Lee defending the NXT strap against Karrion Kross and his shiny white teeth with Scarlett in tow, who does absolutely nothing. I have absolutely no idea what's happening with the NXT main card right now. None whatsoever. I don't know who's being built or who's being dealt. I don't know. Fonz Balor only appears in monologues and random episodes. Velveteen Dream just came back after having a car accident. Tomato Chomper's nowhere to be found. Everyone seems to be in the mid-card. What am I doing after this? Regardless of who wins, what am I doing? Adam Cole is going down to McAfee, so he's not going to be anywhere near the picture. What am I doing? I can't do a title. I don't know. If I do a title change, then what am I going to carry that on for another 2-3 months? Just going to be back and forth? Ping-ponging? I don't know. That's the thing with NXT, okay? What makes NXT so horrible to me, I mean, don't get me wrong, their matches are fine and everything, but the horrible thing about NXT is, number one, there are no faces or heels. Everyone is the same. And everyone's it's the same level playing field. I can't tell the difference in the hierarchy of the entire roster. I don't know. Just go with your safe bet, Doug. Just go with your safe bet. Going with Lee. And here's the thing, when it comes to my locks, once I make a match and I decide lock or not lock, then I can't go back and change my mind. I can't do that. I've only done that once. I can't do it. So, I'm taking Lee. Taking Lee because we don't have a lot of main baby faces right now. God damn it. But there aren't baby faces in NXT, Doug. What are you talking about? I'm taking Lee. Don't care. No lock. We're only doing 2 locks on this NXT card. I can't trust it. But the one thing about NXT cards, though, is they always seem to have clean finishes. Nothing dirty about them. So, there you go. All right. NXT Takeover. On to the main card of SummerSlam. 8 matches on the SummerSlam card. 6 locks left to make. Oh, boy. Well, you know what one of them's going to be. We know that. All right. All right, let's do this. All right. We know what this one was going to be. Did they change the stipulation today? Mandy Rose versus Sonia Deville. No DQ. Loser leaves WWE match. Mandy Rose, lock it. Yep. Sonya Deville's going to take some time off. Don't blame her. Okay. Now it's time to have some fun. Now it's time to put on our fantasy booking caps. Now we've got an actual babyface versus a heel. Now we can actually do something here. All right. Karen versus Asuka. Bayley versus Asuka. For the SmackDown Women's title. All right. Yeah. And Bayley is defending first. Bayley's defending first. Is this the time where Bayley and Sasha finally break up? Do Karen and Sasha break up? Does it finally happen? Does it finally happen? I got a feeling the seeds are planted, but the full-blown split does not happen tonight. I take Asuka to defeat Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. And I lock it. They have made a lot of points to mention Karen's very extensive title reign in the ring, on the television show, and off the television show and online. When they do that, you know what's going to happen. But then you should have an idea of what's going to happen next. Sasha Banks defending the Raw Women's title against... Which Asuka do you prefer? Do you prefer that Asuka, the one without the green goo, or this Asuka with the green goo? I prefer the one without the green goo myself. But then that looks more like a waifu, and that goes away from everything that I've been harping about. So we stick with the green goo, even though that couldn't be taken sexual at all either, could it? Sasha defending the Raw Women's title against Asuka. Bayley comes out and helps. Bayley comes out and helps. And Asuka does not get the Raw Women's title. I mean, she'll be one match out. So Banks retains the Raw Women's title because we want Sasha Banks and Shayna Baszler. But Nia Jax is somewhere back there beating up Shayna Baszler. So, there we go. I'll take Sasha Banks over Asuka. How many matches is that? I've got 5 matches to go. I've got 4 locks. 5 matches to go after this one, 4 locks. Do I lock this one? I think I'll lock that one. I'll lock Banks. I feel better being open that I have 5 matches left and 3 locks to go. So I've got to use my locks accordingly. Okay, so you understand. Braun Strowman defending the Universal title against the Fiend Bray Wyatt. I so don't care about this. I so don't. Who still cares about the Fiend? Oh boy. I so don't care about this match. I don't. I take the Fiend. God. Just end it. End this. Okay. Just give us the Fiend with the strap for the rest of the time so it leads up to Roman Reigns and the Fiend at WrestleMania. That's all we need to do. That's all we need to do. Got another match I don't care about. Apollo Crews and MVP. Oh shit, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got 4 matches left, 3 locks. Apollo Crews versus MVP. Are we giving MVP the United States title? It should be on Bobo. It should be on Bobo Lashley. But it isn't. Gills is saying Cedric costs Crews MVP lock it. Saying Apollo lock it. Ashley saying Apollo lock it. DQ Hurt Business interferes. MVP Jamel MVP wins. Cedric with the heel turn. Cedric's not going to have a heel turn, guys. He tried getting the 24/7 title. I don't know. I see a lot of you saying Cedric's going to cost Apollo Crews. I don't think that's going to happen until a television show. I don't know. CJ, that's misdirection. Yeah, it is kind of misdirection. Ebony, Cruz retains because I don't know why. You know, and initiate, yeah, is this for the old belt? They're showing the old belt there on the screen. There's a lot of stuff that WWE has not changed when it comes to their online stuff. CJ saying not going to turn until Raw. They'll plant the seeds on Sunday. Exactly. I'll do the misdirection. Cruz retains. Cruz retains. Cruz retains. At 3 matches now. Oh shit. Am I locking this? No, I'm not locking this. I can't lock this. I can't lock this. All right. 3 matches left on the SummerSlam card. All of them are mandatory locks. I must lock these final 3 matches. All right, take a sip. Take a sip. Think I get Bobo Cruz at Payback, CJ? I don't know. Should have gotten that a long time ago. All right, all 3 of these matches are mandatory locks. No, it's my bad. Oh, it's my bad. Oh, it's my bad. Oh, I'm not digging this one. I am not digging this one. Oh, bad move, Doug. Should have locked. Should have locked so you could have avoided this one. Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in a street fight. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, boy. I should have locked that U.S. title match. That's right. You're right, Jamel. I should have locked that match. Nope, I can't go back. I can't go back. It's a rule. I can't. Nope, takesy backsies. Here we go. Street fight. Dominic Mysterio versus Seth Rollins. So many people are running in on this match. So many people. You'll see the return of Aleister Black. We know Rey Mysterio is going to be there. We know Murphy's going to be there. Samoa Joe could make a cameo appearance. I'll take Dominic. I'll lock it. I'll take Dom. I am curious about this match, though. Dominic has impressed me a lot. Dominic's impressed me a lot. He swings like he just doesn't give a fuck. He leaps off the top rope like he don't give a fuck because he's young. All right. These next 2 matches, mandatory locks. All right. Street Profits defending the Raw Tag Team titles against Andrade and Angel Garza with Zelina Vega in tow. That little poisonous little waif. She's not a waifu. She looks too old to be a waifu. Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Bianca Belair's going to come out and she's going to whoop that ass. Bianca Belair's going to come out and she's going to whoop that ass. I don't care. I only care about Bianca Belair. She has been fire. Why she was not on Raw last Monday is beyond me. I don't get it. And even so, after this, I don't know who the other tag teams are that would be vying for this. You know? I don't know. Bianca Belair, though. God dang, I want her to come in. I just want her whipping everybody. Zelina tries to get involved. Bianca comes out, whoop that ass. Profits, keep them, lock them. Profits, keep them and lock them. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Vikings come out and defend their friends. Yep, that can happen, Ebony. Yep, sure can. I'm hoping for the Bianca save, Kit. Yeah, you're right, Kit. I'm hoping for the Bianca save. Because, gosh, they got to push her and push her hard. She is so good. Finally, main event. It's been built pretty well on Raw. Been built pretty well on Raw with all of the old farts they keep trucking out there. Drew McIntyre defending the WWE title against Randy Orton. What are we building after this? Are we letting D-Mac lose the title? No, we're not. No, we're not. No, I don't know. Orton gets the belt back. Initiator asking, do I expect Retribution to impact this event? Yes, I do. I do imagine Retribution impacting this event. But I imagine Retribution leaving clues of who they are. Gil's saying we're trying to build Edge Orton 3. I totally get that. That's not happening until WrestleMania. That's not happening for another nearly 9 months. Orton wins with the punt because 09 happened, I think. Yeah, it sure did, but I don't want to go back to 09. I had a shitty job then. I got a really good job now. Orton's only here because Edge got injured. Yeah, that's true, Ashley, but I don't know if Edge would be facing D-Mac. You know? Edge could be doing other things. Edge could have been facing Seth Rollins. Putting that out there. If D-Mac wins, if Drew McIntyre wins, who's he got? Who are we pushing after that? Or are we just going to have these two go at it for another 2-3 months? We're out of options for who to face, Jamel. That's right. So we've got to pick. We know that this is going to carry on for another 2-3 months. Ebony asking, who are the faces on Raw? Drew McIntyre and the Prophets, Mysterios, Aleister Black, Apollo Crews, and his merry band of little critters. I put Drew McIntyre and Samoa Joe on the whiteboard. I have Samoa Joe winning the Royal Rumble. I have Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre. I can't put Rollins back into the hunt. I got you, mediocre, Lewis. Yeah, the match makes you want to barf like first-person shooters. I got you. Yeah. There you go, Initiator. I like your thought. D-Mac versus the Hurt Business. I dig that. I know he had Bobo Lashley, but now we've got a lot more people involved. All right, Doug, take your pick. Come on now. You got to make a lock. Got to lock this. Who you locking? I'm not sold on Orton. I'm not doing it. No, D-Mac retains. Lock it. Drew McIntyre retains. Lock it. There we go. No, I'm doing McIntyre. No, Ebony telling me to be a man and pick Orton. No, I can't do that. You're not the boss of me. Jim LJ, my mind. D-Mac wins. The draft is coming. Oh, that's right. Ashley, you smart cookie, you. Someone look it up. Isn't the WWE draft coming up soon? Because I know Payback is next week. Oh, for fuck's sake. Aren't we supposed to have a draft soon? Mike, Effervescent One, you're in the chat room. Help me. While you guys are trying to find out if there is a draft and when it could be, I've got to go back over the picks for this weekend's shenanigans. Join me Saturday here to watch NXT TakeOver Brazzers to see if I know shit about professional wrestling. We chose Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza to win the triple threat tag team match to become the #1 contenders for the NXT tag team titles. We chose Fonz Balor to defeat Timothy Thatcher. Why? Okay. 5-way dance ladder match style for the NXT North America title. I chose Velveteen Dream and I locked it with a smile. Io Shirai defending the NXT Women's title against Dakota Kai. We have Io Shirai successfully defending said title, and I lock it. Andrew saying that, okay, the draft is in October. Okay. We have Pat McAfee defeating Adam Cole. Ooh, this is going to sting. I have Keith Lee successfully defending the NXT title against Karrion Kross and whatever the heck Scarlett is. And then after that, we go into SummerSlam territories, where we were supposed to have a really great match, but we don't anymore. Mandy Rose will defeat Sonia Deville in the no DQ loser leaves WWE match, and I lock Mandy Rose. Asuka will defeat Karen and become the SmackDown Women's Champion, and I'm locking that. Sasha Banks successfully defends her Raw Women's title against Asuka, and I have locked that. The Fiend will become the Universal Champion, defeating Braun Strowman. Apollo Crews will successfully defend the United States title against MVP. Dominic Mysterio defeats Seth Rollins in a street fight, and I have no choice but to lock that. I have the Street Profits successfully defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against Andrade and Angel Garza, and I have no choice but to lock that. And finally, Drew McIntyre will successfully defend the WWE title against Randy Orton, and I have locked that. Ugh. That's going to do it for Wrestleview Weekly. I tried to get this to go under 2 hours, but damn it, I had too much on my mind with the asshole from South Carolina that never had anyone love him. This weekend, guys, there's a lot of stuff going on. Check out on Wrestleview.com. We got, who do we got? Josh, I think someone is covering AEW Dynamite Saturday. And then we have NXT Takeover 3X Brazzers, or 30, being covered on Wrestleview. But if you're going to be watching NXT Takeover Saturday, instead of watching it by your lonesome, why don't you put on some pants and join me on the Wrestleview YouTube channel? I wear pants. But we'll watch the NXT Takeover show together. It'll be loads of fun. I will be drinking profusely. Because seriously, it's NXT. You think I'm going to watch that shit sober? Had hell of a time trying to cover it sober, that's for damn sure. NXT Takeover watch along right here. I will probably be on around 6:30. Yeah, around 6:30 is when we'll be on. Yep, be on at about 6:30. And then Sunday, SummerSlam Sundays is what it is. Mikey Tedesco, the effervescent one, and myself will be right here immediately following SummerSlam to fill you in on everything that happened, how weird it looked with the ThunderDome, or as I call the Orgasmatron. And yeah, that's what we'll do. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and making me a part of your late Friday night. I know you guys could have done a lot more things with your Friday night, so I really, really appreciate it. Those of you listening on demand, thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe. That's what everyone tells you to do. Please do it for me. I don't ask you to do much. Hell, this is the first time I've really told you all day. So yes, please like, share, subscribe. It'd be really cool. I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Probably way more buzzed than I am right now. And as always, know when you're being sold to.